Hey Jeanette!
Hey Nick.
Well, I have some toys for us to play with.
I like
really
toys.
I really want to build a house.
Oh, a house. Okay.
Do you want to build a house with me?
Sure. So I'm using these and you're using that?
Yeah. And go!
Go.
All right.
Nice castle.
I have to build a house of cards. First, house of cards. I wonder how high I can build my house. Okay, let's see. I always see the upper primary boys building these houses, and they're very good at it.
Oh,
So,
I'm done.
whoa, that's really good.
I built a chimney here.
Oh, I like your
And like
house.
there are like 2 garages where you can park your cars.
Wow.
And then this is the main door. Oh! Oh, so sorry. I didn't touch your building.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to do it again. Okay. You keep going and talking about your house, that's fine.
Yeah, so then I have my front door here. So the yellow block is my front door. And then so this is my chimney and this is my room. So the blue side is my room. I have a small window just at the corner here. And then my parents' room.
Oh my goodness. I really don't think it was a good decision
I
for
don't
me
think so either.
to choose the cards to build a house. It doesn't seem very stable.
It's definitely not stable.
No.
When the table moves, it will fall. If
Yeah.
somebody blows it over, it will fall.
Or if the aircon is blowing and
Yeah.
the wind is coming in.
Correct. And you know, kids, it reminds us that, you know, there's so many choices in life. Some that are not so wise, you know, like the cards, building a house with cards. And there's some that's slightly more wise, which is like building a house out of blocks. The blocks are a sturdier choice. And you know, it is probably the wiser choice out of these 2 options.
Yep.
So kids, let's chat about what does it mean to be wise? And what do you think it means to be foolish? So on the count of 3, let's hit pause. 1, 2, 3.
Pause. Wow, those are some really good examples of being wise and what you might see as being foolish. In the Bible, Jesus actually told us a parable all about wise and foolish. And it's called the parable of the 2 builders. Have you heard of this parable before?
I don't think so.
Let me
Yeah.
tell you about it. In Matthew chapter 7, verse 24 to 27, there were 2 builders and they both wanted to build a house, kind of like me and Jeanette. One of the builders wanted to build the house on this really nice piece of sand, okay? Because they had a really good view.
Yeah. Is that beside the beach?
Probably beside the beach,
Yeah,
okay? And had a nice ocean front view. And he was like, this is a good view. I'm gonna build my house, and every morning when I wake up, I'm gonna see the ocean and have a great day.
Wow, that sounds very good.
Sounds good,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
I want a house like that too. And the other builder, he decided, no, I'm not going to build right here. I'm going to go up on this rock here and I'm going to build my house on this rock. And so they started building their houses. Now, when they were living in their houses, there was a great big storm and these waves came crashing in. And do you know what happened?
Oh, what happened?
The house on the sand was completely knocked over because the sand was not a firm foundation.
I see.
It was totally washed away, and the man was so sad. He was like, "Oh my goodness, my beautiful home on the ocean is now missing. It's gone." But the guy that built his house on the solid rock, his house was totally fine and was not affected because the rock was a solid foundation.
But what does this story have to do with being wise and foolish?
That's a great question, Jeanette. Well, Jesus was saying that the people that were foolish and built their house on sand are kind of like people who have heard God's word
Oh,
but don't believe it.
Yep, all right. Yep.
So they have heard God's word, they know who He is, but they choose not to believe it. That's not wise at all.
It isn't.
That's building your life on something that is not a solid foundation. But the people that build your house on a solid rock, which all of us want to build our lives on a solid rock,
Yeah.
are people that hear God's word, believe in it, and obey it in our lives.
Ah, I see.
Yes, and that is
Wow.
called wisdom. That is what Jesus wanted us to know, that God thinks is really wise. And actually, that's how I think I want to live my life. So, you know what? this week, as we go out and as we go to school and do all the things, let's remember to always be listening out for God, obeying Him, and just trusting in Him, because He is the best, most solid foundation for us to build our life upon.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's all we have time for you today. Parents, don't forget the God Bless is coming up on your screen right after this to pray over your child. We'll see you next week. Bye!